Hi my loves, thanks for returning. As you know by the thumbnail, I'll be reviewing the new Gemstone Obsessions palette by HUDA Beauty. During this video, I'm going to show you the swatches, review the palette a little bit, as well as show you some possible dupes. So if you're interested in hearing more about the new Gemstone Obsessions palette, then just keep watching. So before I get started, I just wanted to say I did review the Coral Obsessions palette. I'll link it up above if anyone is interested in seeing that review. I'm going to talk about the specs on this palette first. This palette is $27. You can get it off of the Sephora website. However, it won't be in stores until May 21st. This palette has a total of 9 shades and a total weight of 9 grams of shadow. This palette was made in the PRC, which is the People's Republic of China. It has a shelf life of 12 months. It does contain talc, so if anyone has some talc sensitivities, you might want to be careful with this one. It does have a lot of silicone in it, a lot of dimethicone type of ingredients, which gives it that really soft texture. There are no mattes in this palette. All of the shades are a type of metallic-y, shimmery type of texture. I'll go into that more a little later. But if you're the type of person that loves those metallic-y, foily type of really sparkly shades, you will absolutely love this. 3 of the shades have a duochrome type of look. It's kind of reminiscent of the Kat Von D Alchemist eyeshadow palette. You know, when you swipe it, you look one way, you turn one way and it's one color, and you turn the other way and it's another color. The shadows kind of, 3 of the shadows kind of have that effect. And when you look at the shadows in the light, it has like a sparkly type of, you'll see as I swatch it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have the swatches as I talk, or I'll have the swatches somewhere in the video. As far as application, I found application to be very easy. I used a thin, firm paddle brush. Now, if you don't wet your brush, you will get that sparkly, kind of looks like real fine crystals or sparkly thing. It's really pretty in the light, but if you wet it, which is what I did on the look that I have on now, it kind of foils it out a little bit more. So it's just up to you as far as what type of look you want to get. Now, I did want to note that I didn't use a traditional blending brush or smudger brush or anything like that when applying these shadows. I strictly used a firm paddle brush, thin paddle brush. Let me see. So this is dirty, of course, because I've been using it, but this is the kind of brush that I use to apply the shadow. I found all of the shadows to be very pigmented and buildable. This is just a really pretty palette. Now, with that being said, I am a person who is biased towards metallics and shimmers and things like that. I'm also biased to metallic shades that swatch as they look in the pan. Although we all know that swatches are not always an indicator of how the shadow will apply. I am very happy with this purchase. I think that this is a very cute palette. I think that if you are a metallic-y type of shimmer lover, you will absolutely enjoy this palette. $27, I think it is kind of pricey for this little guy, but I think that it is well worth it. So before I get into the swatches, I'm going to quickly show you some dupes that I found. So I do have the BH Foils Cosmetic palette and the Moon Dust palette. The Gemstone palette is, in my opinion, a cross between these 2 palettes. If you took a color out of here and did an overlay of this Moon Dust shadow, I think you would have a really good dupe for some of the shade in the Gemstone palette. For example, the purple in the middle in the Gemstone palette and the purple at the top right here are very close. Let me swatch those for you. So there is the purple in the Gemstone palette, and here is the purple in the BH Cosmetics palette. And there is a color in here that is close to one of the colors in the Obsessions palette. It would be this color right here. And the color that I feel that it is very close to is this one right here. Also, I'm gonna swatch this color right here with this one up here. Okay, this is the BH Cosmetic, and there it is right there. And now I'm gonna swatch the gemstone. So there it is, very pretty. As you can see, the gemstone shadow has a shinier, foilier type of look. Very pretty. So let me swatch the other color. This is the color that kind of has a duochrome type of look. This is out of the BH Cosmetic palette, and here is the other one. So as you can see, one has a shinier type of look. I'm going to add a little bit of Spectre to this side and Element to this side. I'm going to add those two shades to the BH Cosmetics just so you can see what I was trying to explain earlier when I said that the gemstone shadows appear to be a cross between the Moon Dust shades and the BH Cosmetic shades. Let me go ahead and do that. So I'm going to come a little closer so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the BH Cosmetic shadow, and this is the gemstone. This one is the BH Cosmetics, and this is the gemstone. Other colors in this palette that are similar to colors in the gemstone palette are this lavender shade right here, and here is the lavender one. I also found dupes for the two red shades or bronzy type of shades, this color and this color. I found those two shades in the Morphe F palette, and it would be these two shades. So just like the coral palette, the colors in here aren't unique to anything else you or I might have in our collection. However, what I think makes this palette kind of cool is the finish and the texture. It just has a sparkly type of finish, which is very, very pretty, especially when the light hits it. So I'm not sure if you can really see what I'm talking about on my eyes. I did use this palette as well as Smoky Obsessions palette, and the reason that I incorporated this palette is because I wanted to use some mattes. I used these two shades to deepen up my crease. I used that as a brow bone highlight, and I also used the black. And I just wanted to make note that the ingredients in the matte shades as well as the foil shades are different from this gemstone palette as well as from her Coral Obsessions palette. I'm not sure why companies switch up the ingredients and things like that, but I just want to make note. And it is, in my opinion, if you take two palettes and the ingredients are different, it's just not going to perform the same. That's just my opinion. So would I recommend this palette? Absolutely, especially if you are a shimmer metallic-y type of person, if you like those soft, literally soft, you know, and many people throw that term around, buttery, but this one literally is buttery and soft. If you like those type of shades, you will love this one. This does not have a matte. It is not a standalone palette. You're gonna have to use it as a companion palette. And to me, that's pretty much understood when you look at it and you see from jump that it's an all metallic palette. Whereas if you have a palette that has mattes and shimmers, you almost kind of expect it to possibly be a standalone palette. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I do recommend this palette. I think you would really enjoy it. Please stick around for the swatches. Thank you so much for tuning in to hear what I had to say about the gemstone palette. And until my next video, smooches.